What's up guys, this is Josh from CaliforniaThroughMyLens.com, and today we're taking a road trip from San Francisco to Lake Tahoe. I'm going to show you some of my favorite spots on the way to both North and South Lake Tahoe. Let's head out. The drive to either North or South Lake Tahoe is about 200 miles each way, and you can plan about 3.5 hours to do this drive without any stops. Of course, I like to stop as much as possible though, so here are some of my favorite places. Stop number 1, Jelly Bean Factory. The Jelly Belly Factory is something that I've stopped at many times on my road trips, and I always enjoy going in, trying the new samples, and taking the tour. The tour is now self-guided, and you can take your time exploring the different areas, watching the Jelly Bellies be created, and then seeing a sea of Jelly Bellies at the end. They even give you free samples after the tour. On to the next stop. If you're looking to stretch your legs, consider stopping at the UC Davis Arboretum. It has dozens of acres of trails to explore. This area contains over 100 acres of gardens with over 22,000 different types of plants and trees. It's always free to enter, and parking is free on the weekends, but it does cost during the week. If you have some time, you can stop in downtown Davis as well, see the art, grab Phil's coffee, and go to one of my favorite places, the Dumpling House. If gardens aren't your thing, you can go to the Toad Underpass that's also in Davis. Toads Hollow is on the way out of Davis in the Postal Service parking lot, and it was designed to give toads a safe way to cross the new 6-lane highway in 1995. We just passed Sacramento, and I purposely didn't discuss it in this video because there's too much to do there. Click here to see all of my favorite spots. Next up, we're heading into the Squeeze Inn for lunch. This is what you order here. It's called the Squeeze Burger. Basically, they put ice on top of the cheese, and then as it cooks, it melts the cheese off the side and caramelizes around the outside. It's a pretty crazy lunch experience to have. Look at that. Straight up health food. Looks like my cheese fell off the side. This is where the two roads diverge, so if you want to go to North Lake Tahoe and see the stops on the way there, skip ahead in this video, but right now we're focusing on all the stops on the way to South Lake Tahoe. Next stop, Folsom Prison Museum. This small museum located right next to Folsom Prison costs $2 to enter and has lots of really interesting exhibits. If you're into Johnny Cash, you definitely want to stop here. Johnny Cash has a unique connection to the prison with songs like Folsom Prison Blues, and it's a great place to see a lot of interesting pictures and history about Johnny Cash. Next up is a stop at the town of Placerville, a famous town in Northern California known for its mining history and its vigilante justice. You can check out the Hangman's Tree and the Gold Bug Mine while you're there. We're in Apple Hill now. If you're driving through here in the fall, then you definitely need to stop here. There's apples you can pick, lots of things to eat. Let's go explore a little bit. This is the best sign you want to see right here. This is the famous hot apple cider donut that the area is known for. I watched them make it right when I ordered it, and it's nice and warm. I could eat a lot of these. Of course, the best thing to do in Apple Hill is actually picking apples. I like Denver Dan's for apple picking, but there are lots of different farms. From there, it's about an hour drive to South Lake Tahoe, completing this part of the road trip. We made it to Lake Tahoe. Now let's rewind and I'll show you some stops on the way to North Lake Tahoe. The drive to North Lake Tahoe heads out on the I-80 East, and most of the early stops are in the town of Auburn. If you're into roadside attractions, this one's for you. Look at how big these things are. These statues were created out of cement by one man, Ken Fox, and they're located all around Auburn with a few in the downtown area and then some on the outskirts. Finding them is half the fun. It's the Forest Hill Bridge, which is the tallest bridge in California. There's a parking area on the west side of the bridge and a short little trail that comes down and gives you these views. Opened in 1973, this bridge sits 730 feet above the water. Hopefully you're hungry again, because pie and beer are our next 2 stops. Stop 2 in Auburn, Aikida's Country Market for some pie. Marion Berry is my favorite, but they didn't have it, so Triple Berry Delight has to do today. That Triple Berry was awesome. I'm not even bummed they didn't have the one I normally get. Now, if you want to skip pie, go to the next recommendation. This is my last recommendation in Auburn if you're in need of a beer, Knee Deep Brewing Company. Knee Deep started in 2010 and has quickly become a favorite brewery for many Californians. The large brewery has many tables to relax at, cornhole games to play, and often a food truck sitting outside. Of course, be sure you have a designated driver or just grab a few bottles to take back to your hotel. Just a few stops left and we'll be at Tahoe. Our next stop brings us to the historic Yankee Gym Bridge, but I would only recommend doing this stop if you have at least a half day. It's about 30 minutes off of the highway, 3 miles of which is on a 1-lane dirt road in order to get to the bridge. There is an amazing swimming hole at the base of the bridge though. This is the famous Yankee Gym Bridge built in the 1930s. It's sketchy to walk across, so I don't know how it is to drive, but I'm gonna give it a try. Driving over the bridge is an adventure, and there are plans to make a better, more safer bridge here in the future. Only one way back, that way. Next, head up to the Donner Summit and check out the old historic bridge there as well, before heading down to the Donner Summit tunnels. This hike takes you through the tunnels that were used by the railroad to cross the Sierras, and you can see a full video I made about the area in the comments. The last stop before arriving in Tahoe is at the Donner Memorial State Park. There's a beautiful lake here, a visitor center, and a monument dedicated to all the pioneers that made their way to California. We made it to Lake Tahoe. Thanks for going on this road trip with me. Hopefully you found some new stops that you can check out on your next trip up here. Go to CaliforniaThroughMyLens.com for more and let me know if I left anything off in the comments. We will see you guys next week.